Man, I haven't streamed in like 2 days. I took 2 days off. I've been really busy. I feel like I'm out of the groove of card design. I bet there's some good Kobolds and Catacombs art for this. I'll just use something from the adventure probably. Man, Kobolds and Catacombs was such an insane expansion. There's really just so many strong cards. Alright. I actually don't know how much what art I'm gonna be able to use. There's nothing really from Kobold and Catacombs Adventures that's sticking out to me right now. I'll just use the art for George and Carl. This is by J. Axer. Oh, yeah. It's like pretty good art. I'll probably call it... Actually, I won't call it Wounded Recruits, but I want a better name than Wounded Reinforcements, but still conveys the same flavor. If Gather Your Party was Gather Party was rare, wasn't it? It's kind of weird. Feels like that should have been common. Like Wounded Backups, maybe? Like urgent help required or urgent backup. I'm trying to think of a good name to convey the flavor. It's kind of like this rushed recruit. The recruitment process didn't fully go through. They just rushed it because there's no time. Rushed reinforcements, maybe? That's probably good enough, rushed reinforcements. And I think 4 is the sweet spot for this because Paladin has Divine Shield, so getting something out like Tyrion would be pretty good. Or just like a high attack Divine Shield. Maybe something you want to kill. I don't know. I think it has a lot of uses. Okay, I have a really wacky idea for a card. It's a rogue secret. Oh, this is interesting. I don't really get the flavor, but I kind of like it. It's a rogue secret from Witchwood, obviously. Except it's kind of weird. So it says, when a hero power is used this turn, draw 2 cards. And so it's actually not a secret, but the combo effect is play as a secret instead. So if you play this, the next time you use your hero power this turn, you'll draw 2 cards. But if you play it as a combo card, then it plays as a secret. Oh man, there's not going to be a good font format for this, is there? I guess that one's not that bad. That one's probably good. And then put secret on the next line. I'll grab some Witchwood art for this. I'm not sure what the flavor for this should be. I was thinking of calling it up my sleeve. What's up, Mind Ducky? I don't know if this is good. It doesn't. The art definitely doesn't fit the Witchwood flavor, but like, if you zoom in back here, this guy's about to get backstabbed. That's probably not good. Probably want better art for that. There's this art, which is not. It's decent. It's good enough, probably. It's a guy getting backstabbed, which is probably fitting enough for up my sleeve. Oh, actually, I like this weapon, this art better. And we can change the flavor a bit, but is this gonna load? Hold on. This art is by Mike Sass on DeviantArt. There we go. Call it like procurement or something. Or what's it called when you steal like weapons or trade secrets? I guess espionage, right? Procurement? I think procurement just means take. Oh, it's actually the action or occupation of acquiring military equipment or supplies. So actually, maybe this is good enough. Would a rogue join the army? Good point. Maybe something like loot. Like loot. You don't know if the name matches the art. I think we might be able to add an adjective or something. Like plunder or something like that. Pickpocket is already like a card, but I wonder if it's a synonym for pickpocket. Since this guy looks like he's sleeping. Oh, this word called larceny. Larceny. Hey, what's up, Purse? Damn, Purse Evil. He's finally in the stream. I'm happy, Purse. As long as you're happy with your fake account. Now you can finally participate in documents and stuff like that. Spoils. I kind of like that too. Is there a word that means like asleep? Or like drunken spoils? Can't wait to say worthless comments. Just know that any of your worthless comments I will take to heart and read out loud on stream. What's up, Banter? I like that card that you posted to Reddit today. It's pretty cool. Okay, I think I've got it. I'm gonna go arms robbery instead of armed robbery. Alright, cool. Going with this. It's a very wacky card. You like it? I'm glad. Alright. Next up. Three-mana 4/4 dragon. Yep. Cold Ire Dweller. Best card we've made on stream. What the heck is this card? Play number stats are interesting. When you do it in a way that makes it a 3-mana 4/4 mage dragon, I think that's interesting. We had a pretty good conversation when we were designing that card. I think that most people do play over stats that are like 7 mana 9/9, 10 mana 13/13. I don't know. I don't think they're super interesting when you do it like that. You can do it well. Like look at Ultrasaur. Like that card was viable and a meme. That's probably the best you can hope for a plain over stat. Not that every plain over stat needs to be a meme, but like if you're gonna print a 3-mana 4/4, I think putting it as a mage dragon is certainly a bit interesting. Yeah, that's kind of the point, Purse. And I don't think that's necessarily true. It's just that they lack the support to have a minion focused deck. Like Water Elemental is like an insane minion, like very strong. I don't know. They definitely do have some solid minions here and there. They had Faceless Summoner, which is like 5-mana 5/5 summoner and a 3-cost minion, or 6-mana 5/5 or something like that. I understand that it class flavor for mage's spells, but like I don't know, poking the boundaries and just kind of like twisting them is, I think it's interesting here and there. Like one time I printed Regenerate, that 0-mana pre-spell for Rogue. I think that's interesting. Rogue obviously doesn't get healing, so like give them the worst healing card in the game, and then really it's just a 0-mana Rogue spell. Plus, class flavor for mage being minions has been like heavily explored recently. Yeah, I mean it's just here and there. Like we've done like 2 vanilla minions on stream, and like we've designed like 200 and something cards on stream, and when you look at the amount of vanilla minions that Blizzard actually prints, that's like pretty consistent. Anyway. Okay, we're looking at 2 ideas for a Justicar reprint. Purse, you've seen probably both of these, but okay, so there's this one. Start of game, disable your hero power. Battle cry, upgrade and enable it. So we got this one. Quote, quote, draw dependent, according to Scorp. He didn't like this version because really first. Okay, so I'm about to show you. So start again. Your hero power, you can't use your hero power until you play this. I mean, it is draw dependent, but so is Justicar. Okay. Apparently people like this one better, even though the text box is gross. Your hero power rotates between all basic ones. After using all, rotate between their upgrades. So you start with a random basic hero power, and then the next 8 times that you use it, you just get the other ones in random order, and then it'll go through the upgraded ones. And a little bit of a hidden rule. I don't think you'll use your hero power 18 times throughout the game, but if you do, it just stays in the upgrades. So ditch the second sentence. It's been done before, though. I mean, it's already a fun meme card. That second sentence just makes it slightly more viable and slightly more interesting, in my opinion, at least. Clunkier. It is clunkier. I agree. I mean, I think this text box is not too bad. Who doesn't use their hero power more than 18 times? I know, right? If you aren't playing triple Oceana fatigue decks that hit the turn limit, are you even playing Hearthstone? Okay, so do we want to flavor this as Justicar 2? I think there's an argument to be made that bringing back old characters is good for a game's community. There's also an argument that it's just like, I don't know, lazy, I guess. Is this designed for me or subreddit? Do you mean like, am I trying to make Reddit cards? Yeah. Well, and I mean, something you have to consider first is that like the innate reactions that people have to cards on the subreddit, part of it is like, oh, they want to see gimmicks because it's custom Hearthstone, but like there are times like when Blizzard prints Dr. Boom Mad Genius, like they're specifically targeting the Hearthstone community's enjoyment for references, and not Hearthstone community, just people's enjoyment for references and throwbacks and callbacks. I mean, that's what Rise of Shadows is built upon, basically. That's what Whispers of the Old Gods was built upon. And both of those expansions have been received very well. That being said, the stream is mostly like, it's mostly my goal is to design like well-designed cards in a like not in a vacuum, but like that would actually be realistic for the game. I'm not trying to make cards that are like upvote bait. I've made a couple here and there that are certainly like more memey, but like my goal is pretty serious, I would say. I think I'll go with a Justicar throwback. Just because, like, I don't know. Yeah, I think it works. Okay, one time I edited an art to be like a Justicar fan art, because I don't think anyone has made any Justicar fan art. So let me try to find this one art. It's going to take me a second to find art for this card, so I apologize. You think Acid made a Justicar card? I can try to find that. Oh, I found the art that I edited. Okay. How about that? That's pretty good, right? I named it as Kistocar for some reason on my computer. That's weird. I think I like tried to spell Justicar really quickly and I just failed. I just like rotated and like hue shifted another art. If someone knows the art source for this, I would appreciate it, but I don't know, like... I think it's a WoW TCG card. I'm almost certain it is, actually. Oh, I found it. Okay, I found it. It's, yeah, I found the original. It's much more yellowy. The original is... It's art by Johnboy 007 on DeviantArt. Okay, start of game. Your hero power rotates between all basic ones. And the text box, it's like, it uses like lots of like short phrases like ones instead of all basic hero powers, but I think I have to because of the space. After using all, maybe I can say after using all 9, rotate between their upgrades. Okay, I'll just say after using each. How about that? Wait, maybe that's not better. What about rotate after using all? Okay, that's probably good enough. Who is Justicar Trueheart? Oh, is it like Hearthstone OC? Lore. Oh no, okay. They're a quest giver that starts the primary quest chain for questers wishing to participate in the Argent tournament. Justicar is a title? Oh, are you serious? I believe you. Justicar Mariel Trueheart. Seneschal of the Argent Tournament? What a dope name. That's her title. Argent Seneschal Trueheart. Is that too long? Yeah, that's way too long. Wow, what a wordy name. Seneschal Trueheart. Mariel Trueheart. Sergeant? I think I'm gonna do Seneschal. That's like her official title. I don't really know what that means, but it's sounds kind of cool. Steward or major domo of a medieval great house. Damn. Okay, and I'm just gonna do classic because I don't know. Doesn't really fit anywhere. What song is this? Oh, the Whispers of the Old Gods theme. Cool. Okay. Oh, this is kind of cool. I like this card. Okay, I wanted to create a 2-mana 1/5 neutral epic. At the start of your turn, if your hand is empty, what should it do? Draw 3 cards. Make it like a Jeeves. Is this an overstat? Upgradable frame bot. I do love overstats. I think without a tribe, I think it's fair because the effect is so bad. I don't really want to make it Jeeves. Plus, then I would have to make it a mech, and then it would truly be kind of a power creep. So. Whenever you empty your hand, draw 2 cards. Oh, I like that a lot. I kind of like yours better, but I'm wondering if there's a way to work like, I don't know, work off of it. Whenever you empty your hand, what can you do from that? If you play Arcane Intellect if you have 1 card in your hand and you play Arcane Intellect, would that trigger that purse? Do you know? What do you feel like it should do? Whenever you empty your hand, empty your mana crystals. Well, because I was gonna say, what about whenever you empty your hand, refresh your mana crystals? Whenever I feel it's in between, it's kind of hard to say. What about your hero power is repeatable? Whoa. While your hand is empty. This should probably just be a hunter card now. OTK time. With what? Probably shouldn't be even. Oh, it should be even. It should be even. That's 8 hero powers. What's starting hero power of 8 of is too good? Hunter, that's 16 damage. Okay. Yeah, that's annoying because I feel like 1/5 is a good stat line for this. 2 mana 1/5. I do think it's just like, it's probably not good in even though, right? Because odd hunter is way better than even hunter, right? Whenever you empty your hand, draw cards equal to your mana crystals. Well, that's interesting. That's kind of crazy. Okay, what about like 3 mana 1/7? And then should it still be neutral or no? 16 damage Pyroblast is decent. As in like it's acceptable. Because I'm thinking about like 3 different directions this card could go in. It could be neutral epic, or sorry, neutral 2 mana, hunter 3 mana, or neutral 3 mana. I think if you pull it off in hunter, you're playing even hunter, you have to reach turn 10, like whatever. You get your 16 damage burst, like kill command, hero power, that's 12 damage, like that's close enough. Neutral's too scary. What is it scary with? Because, like, first of all, it doesn't work with Warlock. Like, it basically doesn't work at all. I don't know, dog. I mean, is anyone gonna use this but Hunter? Kinda works with Warlock. Oh, it kinda does, actually. I mean, you'll only be able to get it off, like, once or twice extra, because you'd have to play the card. I kind of like it as neutral. I mean, maybe I'm just being biased because I like neutral cards because, like, I don't know, more people that can play with the card is better, in my opinion. Maybe that's a naive design idea. Maybe Paladin? Oh, I wasn't thinking Paladin at all. An even? Oh, God. Oh, that's... Even Paladin's always kind of been like a little heavier of a deck, though. So I feel like they're not super trying to get their hand empty. Maybe I'm wrong. I think I'll just do neutral 2 mana 1/5. Empty hand is a hunterish thing, but like... It's also a archetype which has had like literally 2 cards printed for it. So like... I don't know. This art is like low-key really fitting because like it's got hands. Shiv Villain art without hands? Come on. Yeah, that's being picky. This art is by Martin Kirby. It's very good. Alright, I'm going neutral with this art. Now I just need to think of a name. Also, I should probably reword it, even though... Oh god. Okay, wait, I'm going with the other one. It's technically incorrect to have this wording, but I don't know. Who's gonna read the first 4 words and then be like, my hero power is repeatable, and then play it and then complain that it's not because their hand isn't empty? You deserve to lose if you don't read the card. Repeat puncher, repuncher. Fist apparator. How do you even spell apparition? Like something like astral projector, but like somehow have like a fight pun or like a brawl pun in there, or punch or fist or something. Grip, palm, fist. Yeah, I'm trying to think of just different words. Paw. Is there a phrase for those bits during act? Oh gosh. Good point, Purse. Oh, pummel. Oh, what about pummel projector? That's probably good. I think that's called like bullet time specifically, but maybe not pummel projector, but I think pummel is a good word. Maybe pummel projector is good. I kind of want to put it in shadows because it's kind of got like a magic-y feel. Pow pow pummeler. No, get out of here. What the heck? Pow pow. Okay, I'm going with pow pow. Or no, I'm not going with pow pow pummeler. I'm going with pummel projector. Okay, I usually like hate start of game effects, especially ones that like just augment the game in like minor ways. But like, hear me out. Start of game, you can only have 1 silver hand recruit. Additional ones become enchantments. Like, so if you try to summon another silver hand recruit while you already have one, you'll just gain +1/+1. Like, I had an idea today, and I was just like, start of game, both players can attack both heroes. Like, this is an effect so minor that it has to be legendary. Start a game, but like, why? Why would you put this in your deck? This is a bad idea, by the way. It was just like a shower thought, basically. Okay, I don't think either of those ideas are good, but I don't know. Okay. How about a 5-mana epic druid spell? This is your silver hand recruits stack. Your silver hand recruits are magnetic to each other. Okay. I think Banter, if you're still here, you might like this one. Your opponent's next minion costs 0. When they play it, your next minion costs 0. It's kind of like Temporis, basically. I don't actually think there's too many standard combos which are too worrisome with this, and I don't think it's a very good wild card. Duskfall should probably be 6 mana for the epic flavor stats meme. Because Duskfall is 6 mana, right? Oh no, it is 5 mana. Oh shoot. Good for OTK. Yeah, it's pretty much an OTK card. I think it's probably too like good compared to Temporis. Like this type of effect is super dangerous. Pretty good against Spell Hunter. No, because they don't. I mean, I guess it just depends what you mean by pretty good. Like, it is a dead card in the matchup. You can't get your OTK off with this, I guess. Yeah, it does nothing, yeah. Maybe not make it floaty. I don't think it's that bad because like it'll be pretty clear, and like it's like I do agree that like I would like to make this not floaty if possible, but like it's pretty clear, like your opponent it'll resolve itself within like 1 turn, and like your opponent will be like, why did my cards cost 0? And they'll be like, oh yeah, that's why. You know what I mean? Was Duskfall and Aviana a Witchwood Monster Hunt boss? I doubt it. Yeah, I'm looking through. I don't think she was. Splintergraft was, though. I'm just looking for arts right now. Man, Ravencaller was such a cool card. I mean, it's still in standard, but it is a cool card, in my opinion. Okay, is this art used by Curse of Weakness? This is still pretty bad. I think it's fine. I think this card is good to be bad. Wait, someone tell me if this art is used by Curse of Weakness. It's not loading. Let me just look up the Curse of Weakness art. This song is a bop. Oh, it's not. Okay, wait, maybe I want to use this art. Tell me if this art is bad for this effect. It's kind of unrelated. This one. Curse of Madness. This art is by James Pyack. Good art. It's a little bit unfitting, but the flavor is kind of nebulous, so this is probably the best we're getting. Obviously a Witchwood card. Okay, I think I'm going to go for this. Don't think we're going to get much better. I think it's a pretty good combo card, like in the right scenario. Is Grove Keeper called Grove Keeper or Keeper of the Grove? It's called Keeper of the Grove. Okay, Purse, you've also seen this one, but just hush. Keeper of the Keeper. This needs a better name. The name is good. It's kind of a meme. What about just like Rekeeper? Bit odd as neutral. Oh, sorry, it's not neutral. It's druid. Yeah. Also, like this was gonna be 3-mana 2/2, but then I feel like it's too similar to landscaping. Also, wow, what a weird name for a card, landscaping. Do you feel like this occupies too similar of a niche as landscaping? Because that's what I was thinking. As much as I would like to, yeah, 2-mana 1/1. Even though it's a bit weird because like all the keepers are 2/2. Oh, I guess Grove. Well, I mean, I guess there's really only a couple keepers, right? So there's Keeper of the Grove, which is 2/2, Keeper Steladris, which is 2/3. My keepers are 3/3. Okay, yeah, never mind. We're good. Back up? Alright, cool. Thanks. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. There's really not that much keeper art, unfortunately. Oh man, it's kind of a shame. Some of the Warcraft TCG art is just really good, and it's just like they never like released full art sources for it. I mean, not that they are like obligated to, obviously. The amount of like art that we have access to online is just awesome. But it would have been cool if there was like some official way to get the art. I'm gonna go with the other keeper art that I just had on there. I'm just trying to find a higher source of it, higher art source of it. I doubt I'll be able to find something. Oh, yeah, I think the creator posted it on DeviantArt, possibly. Let's see. They did. Oh, that's awesome. This art is by Pond OEON on DeviantArt. Give me a second. There we go. It's very good. Cool, Rekeeper. Alright, I think this card is good. Put it in classic because it doesn't really fit anywhere else. Alright, cool. Satisfied with Rekeeper for now. Okay, I have an idea for an effect. I don't know if it should be a... What if JoJo's Bizarre Adventures meant Hearthstone? Aerosmith. Oh, it ignores taunt. Great. Okay. The effect is just return your weapons that broke this turn to your hand. Or I guess were destroyed this turn, probably. Broke is kind of a close. So I don't know if this should be on a spell or what. Again, like, I'm just biased towards neutral, so, like, I would like this to be neutral. But I don't know if it has enough use cases that can justify it being neutral. Like, Shaman will never use it, Paladin will never use it. It's really just, like, Rogue and maybe Warrior, right? Battlecry. Yeah, I just... sorry, I'm yawning. I just don't know if this is going to be a minion or a spell. I mean, it really probably should be a minion because it's such a useless effect. Yeah, it is better on a stick, I agree. Alright, what about this kind of crazy thing? Equip a random weapon that was destroyed this turn. And now it has some reason to be neutral because, like, you can effectively, like, steal a weapon now with, like, ooze and this. Also, like, I want to use the broke wording so bad, but I don't think you can. How does the Grave Shambler, is that what it's called? When your weapon is destroyed, yeah, okay. Gosh, Grave Shambler is such a weird card. I don't know why they printed that. Equip a random weapon that was destroyed this turn. I feel like I should make it an ooze almost. Okay, well, this art is not an ooze, but I like it. This art is by Jim Nelson. Crypt Wielder, something like that. Needs a better name than Crypt Wielder, but I kind of like the art. Also, I wish there was a better text box for this, but I don't think there is. Oh, that's probably slightly better. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, I think that's like part of the card. At least in my mind, it was when I was designing this, or like getting it to this iteration. I think it's kind of the point. I kind of want to call it Crypt Shambler, even though I know we were just talking about Grove Shambler, and it's not meant to reference that card. I feel like Shambler just works well enough on this, on its own. The flavor of this guy just kind of like walks through the dungeon and picks up the weapons of random fallen soldiers. Alright, I'm gonna go with Crypt Shambler. And I almost want to put it in like Naxxramas, but like I don't want to retrofit stuff too much. Most of the cards that I design are designed in the context of the current meta and game, and that does like definitely applies to this one. So there's no reason for it to be in Naxxramas. Okay, Percy, you also probably saw this today, but 2-mana 0/2. At the end of your turn, summon a 3/2 raptor if you don't control one. So this raptor is a unique token, but like if you play multiple raptor nests, or whatever this card is called, yeah, I changed it. I don't know, I couldn't figure out a good flavor for it to be Crocolisk, or the token can be anything. It needs to have a fitting flavor, but it's essentially power creep. Yeah, no, like all the balancing and all of like the aspects of this card are gonna get changed. I think that the effect is interesting enough, though. No, I agree. I mean, to be fair, I don't think anyone's gonna include Raptor at all. We could definitely mess with the flavor and the numbers on this. At a higher cost, it's better at a higher cost, but more interesting at 2. 3-mana 0/5, and then what is it? Summon a 3/3. I think that's good. I kind of like that. Or do you still want it to summon a 3/2? Tokens like almost always have symmetrical stats for maybe a good reason or maybe a bad reason. I don't know. I know. We're not. I'm gonna change the flavor. I think the primary consideration is what the collectible card is, because Raptor Nest doesn't really make any sense. You know what I mean? So like, as long as we find a good flavor for this collectible card, we can find a token that relates, if that makes any sense. So like, what is something that only exists in ones, I guess? Like, avoids pacts. Like, I don't know, like Wolf Den, because it's like lone wolves. There's a lot of mediocre flavors for this card. I think we can find like a good one. It's gonna be really annoying finding a Wolf Den art, I can just tell you that much. And like, it's always weird to have collectible cards that aren't like, I don't know, Dreadsteed flavor. Because, like, pretty much all minions are living things. The closest thing we have is eggs, which I think eggs are fine. Everyone likes eggs. We've had, like, ship's cannon, and then maybe a couple other here and there things. It's really weird to have inanimate objects as minions, so I don't know. I'm just thinking about different flavors this card could have. I'm not exactly sure. Art? Oh god, that art is weird. Maybe. I mean, I could try it to fit it on there. Wait, purse. Why have you... Wait. You made your YouTube account today, right? Why were you talking in the voice text chat today? I'm just now seeing this. I think it could work well with, like, dragons. I think that's a fair enough flavor. Oh, you did that before you made the account? Yeah, you're probably getting pissed that I didn't see any of your messages. What is that? What is the on the line guy? What do you mean by that? And I know that 3/3 whelps are not really real tokens. A card in the queue that I said was cool. Oh, the secret swap. Wait, what was it? I don't remember what the secret swap thing was. Oh, the swap their conditions. Oh, right. Okay. Did you make that card or something like that? Right. Yeah, I remember it now. Okay, I think Drake is a fine token name for this. What about, like, Everscale Egg? Again, I think. I don't know. Maybe you guys can still hear me. It is pretty different than a normal egg. Stream works. Okay, well, I'm not complaining then. Huh? What's something that could be different than egg? I don't know if I'll be able to find art source for this because it's let's see. Oh, I actually did find it. It's by Valentin Sanduliak. Den. Everscale Den. Or about Pod. That's probably good, right? Pod is like sack, but like less gross sounding. And like Pod is much more definite noun than Den. Den is kind of like a location, you know? Okay, cool. Alright, I like this card. It's cool. I'm not going to make a token because can't be bothered right now. And, yeah, I don't know. I usually only make tokens if it's like, makes a meaningful difference or if I'm in that mood, but... Alright, let's top down something. Okay, what about this cat that summons an immune mouse for your opponent? Just kidding. Actually, On the post on the main subreddit today that was like, we're looking for game designers. Someone commented like, blah blah, custom Hearthstone's shit. They don't know anything. And then someone replied like, they're really not that bad. Like, can you give examples? And they pulled the top 3 cards of the week, and they're like, people only upvoted this because it's a Tom and Jerry reference. I'm like, yeah, you're right, but like, what do you expect? It's Reddit. Like, people are gonna upvote dumb stuff because it's like easy to understand and it's like funny jokes. I don't know. It's just people don't really give the community enough credit. I think, like, they see like one unbalanced card, or they like just think a card is unbalanced for no good reason, and they just get it in their heads that every card the community makes sucks, and that the top cards of all time, upvote wise, are like the best design cards according to the community, which is not true. It's just what people like the most. Like, yeah. I think they didn't express that well enough in their comment. They just like were like, Reddit's shit. You know, the Reddit is shit because they only upvote references. Well, it's like, well, yeah, but like, what are we gonna do? People already complained at us for removing their 4-mana 7/7 memes. Like, are we just gonna outlaw anything that has a reference in it or like a catchphrase because those always get upvotes? You know what I mean? I don't really care that much. Obviously, like, it's just a subreddit. Like, it's just ideas being posted. But like, some of the best design cards really don't get any attention from everyone, obviously. Custom Hearthstone Pro. That's exactly what we need. Dude, it's like the holy trinity of custom Hearthstone subreddits. You have Custom Hearthstone, Custom Shitstone, and Custom Hearthstone Pro. Okay, let's really top down a card, though. No, not with the cat art. I'm looking right now for an art. I like this art. This is by Veronica Versova. At the end of your turn, equip a 1/1 broomstick and summon a 1/1 cat. Or something with spell damage. Your weapon has spell damage +2. Eh. It's like a triple condition. You have to have minions, weapons, and spells. Not that hard in Rogue, but then if this is a Rogue class card, the flavor's out of whack. What about after you cast a spell? No, I agree, Purse. I just typed something random. I don't like that Mind Duck because it just like encourages you not to attack, and especially in spell damage decks that don't run weapons, like, it's just a strict upside. The thing is, person, I was actually considering doing that. I mean, it's overdone, but like, it's bound to happen. We're bound to get that card. Alright, I'm gonna do it. I've never done it. I've never actually made this card, so. I was gonna say give a random friendly minion without without spell damage +1, but like this is completely unnecessary. Just gain spell damage +1. Or like, okay, hear me out. And then make it like a 5/4. Tell me this isn't amazing. I'm doing it. I don't care what you say. Because it actually has some niche applications. What's up, Dario? It actually has some niche applications in Warlock. This is pretty funny, don't you admit? This is like the only feasible way that a spell damage -1 card could be printed. Alright, I'm going with this. We just gotta come up with a name and flavor. Hard enough to cast 2 cost spells. Yeah, we can tweak the stats. Maybe just 3 mana. 3 mana 4/3. Does that seem good? Or it could just be a 3 mana 3/4. I think 3 mana 3/4 is good. Tomorrow it should only be father themed cards. Sounds good. Just kidding. I don't think we'll be able to make a single father themed card. Bewitched Bookworm. Bewitched Hermit. How about that? Or Bewitched Book. Do you like Bewitched Bookworm? Was that serious purse or was it bad? You think 4/3 is better? Yeah, okay, fine. I don't know, I feel it going either way. Stickier better? Yeah, I also agree. Okay, stickier is better for this card, because it's like, it's definitely lost that combo edge with the spell damage -1. So it's a bit more of a mid-rangey card now, so I think it has to have that 3/4. Alright, I like Bewitched Bookworm actually. I think it's fine. She's like learning, that's the idea. She's cursed, but she's learning how to remove the curse. Cool, alright, I like that. Oh, you misread the -1 as +1? That's funny. Okay, and I kind of want to do the final card as one that I've already made before. So I kind of want to work this into a slightly better effect, or maybe just like, I don't know, tweak the numbers or something. I don't know. I just really like this card, and I don't know. Anyway, it's battle cry. Draw 5 cards. Your minimum hand size is 5. So basically, if you have 5 cards in your hand, you can't play any of them. If you have 4, you can't play any, obviously. I should say this game. kind of unintuitive. I think that any reasonable person could figure out what it does based on the effect. Do you disagree? It is kind of unintuitive, but like the alternative is like this game you can't play cards while your hand has 5 or less cards in it. Needs more clarity. Yeah. What if you discard? Then you have to wait until you draw up to 5. Okay. So draw 5 cards. This game you can't play cards while your hand has less than five or less cards. Is there a better way to word this? I mean, this text box is really not that bad. I'm gonna not call it Vermothros because that's what I called it before. And then is there a way we can tweak numbers? I feel like 5 is a good sweet spot for this because you can't play cards while your hand has 5 or less cards, while you're holding 5 or less cards. Well, yeah, I mean, I think either one's fine. Gristlebrand? Where have I heard that before? What is that? Oh, it's an MTG card with a bunch of 7s in it, and it costs 8. And Mark Rosewater wrote this article about how it's his biggest regret or something like that. Just kidding. I read something like that once. Isn't this card, like, disgusting, though? I feel like making it cost 8 is, like, not that big of a deal. Floaty. I don't know. I mean, I agree. Like, by definition, it's floaty, but, like, there's, like, good floaty and, like, acceptable floaty, in my opinion. No, Dario. I'm in school. Plus, the position's, like, a final design position, which I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, I'm not the best balancer. I'm not a great competitive Hearthstone player. Never reached Legend, so definitely not for me. It's cool that they're reaching out. I doubt that anyone that I know will get it, but it would be cool if someone in the community got it. I feel like if anything, it'll be someone like what's that guy's name? The guy who got the position recently. Ixar, is that him? Yeah, senior game designer at Blizzard. He was just like a competitive player, right? I could be wrong. Maybe he wasn't a competitive player. Maybe he's always just worked at Blizzard. But I feel like it'll be some, if anything, and if it's anyone in the community that has a recognizable name, it'll be some pro player, basically, based on the job description. What if it's like ASDF the hand locker? Is that dumb? I think that's how I designed this card. I think I just was like hand lock. ASDF. Tight hand. That's so weird. I'm looking for like maybe like arts that have cards like in the art, if you know what I mean. Like kind of like self-referential type stuff. Like this is certainly a warlock effect, right? Cuz like I could cheat and just use this art and then make it neutral. I haven't designed a card with this art yet. The flavor could go in a lot of directions for this card. Bartender. Do you know who this is, Mind Ducky? No idea. Oh my gosh, that's sad. The current generation of Hearthstone players have no idea who Ben Brode is. Okay, is there any reason that this could be a neutral, or should we just not? Like, the effect is pretty warlocky. Oh, I wish this art, like, was, like, a bit better cropped to the frame. Maybe it works, actually. Yeah, I think we'll use this art. Kyrell the Card Block. By Bayard Wu is the artist. Mind Ducky, yeah, you've probably seen him. His name is Ben Brode. He used to be like the head game director at Hearthstone, I think. Let me look what his title was. Game director, yeah. So he was like the head director basically for Hearthstone. He was like he had a great public persona. The community liked him a lot. He's like the Reggie Fils-Aimé of Hearthstone, basically. But anyway, we'll go for... We'll go for Kyrell the Card Lock, sure. So this is... I think I've designed this exact same card, basically, like 2 years ago. But I thought I'd reevaluate it, basically. Try to redesign it. I think it's in a sweet spot. I think it's a pretty cool card. Like, more than just having an interesting text box, I think it really produces interesting gameplay. Because it opens up your hand size without opening up your hand size. Could be good in Mechathune, Warlock, and Wild. Oh yeah, the Cataclysm version. Yeah, could be. That deck's actually pretty good, isn't it? Got into Hearthstone 2018 October. Yeah, wow. That's pretty recent. It's cool that there's still new players joining the game. So that was 10 for the day, so I'll go over the cards we made today real quick, and then we'll do a little bit of quick review. So we started off with Rushed Reinforcements, which is a pretty simple recruit spin-off card for Paladin. Costs 2 less than Gather Your Party. The 1 health synergies work well with Paladin's Divine Shield, though. So, like, for example, Tyrion is pretty good with this card. Arms Robbery is really goofy. It's a 2-mana card that basically says your next hero power will draw you 2 cards, kind of like an Inspire effect. It'll still equip your weapon, of course, but if you play it as a combo, it'll play it as a secret, so it's when your opponent uses their hero power. Seneschal Trueheart is not my favorite card I've ever made, but a couple people liked it. Start a game, your hero power rotates between all basic ones. After using all, rotate between their upgrades. So I guess the idea is that you just have like variety. I guess, I don't know. But again, the second part is kind of clunky, but I think it makes the card a little bit more enticing. Mind Ducky, you'll get into the swing of things. No one designs perfect cards at first. Pummel Projector is a pretty weird card. Your hero power is repeatable while your hand is empty. We spent a lot like debating whether this should be 3 mana or 2 mana because it's a bit maybe strong with even archetypes, and then whether it should be hunter or neutral. But ultimately we decided on neutral even because I don't think it's super strong, and the more classes that could potentially use this, the better in my opinion. Duskfall was not like it is a bottom up card actually, so like I wasn't like taking Duskfalling and Aviana's effect and putting it into a spell. I just designed the spell effect and then retrofitted it to a Aviana flavor, but I think it does work well in Druid, and especially with Duskfall and Aviana existing, like this is probably the perfect flavor for this card. but it's kind of like a Temporis for Druid. Definitely a combo card. Definitely a combo card. The story of new designers. Yeah, I have this little like thing written out. I wrote it when I went back to like recreate the first card I ever made. I think that like generally, and maybe some of you guys have heard this, so I'll try to keep it short, but like generally the first card that anyone ever makes is actually pretty good. And then once they learn the power of Hearth cards, they make a bunch of crappy cards. And then they slowly learn like design principles, you know, how to make good cards, and then they become a good designer. But like usually people's first cards are actually pretty good because like I don't know, they usually are just like think of a cool card and then want to make it. That's how most people get into the community. So yeah, Rekeeper is a 2-mana 1/1, 2-mana 3/3. Draw a card. I don't know, just kind of like a flexible novice engineer that only adds a specific type of card to your hand, but there's a lot of flexibility with this card since it adds a choose one card to your hand. Yeah, I don't know, not much to say. Kind of hinges, well, one kind of like issue is it hinges on the player's knowledge of a classic card, so. Luckily, Keeper of the Grove doesn't have a passive effect, so. If you choose the summon one, you're just getting a 2/2, which is good. Crypt Shambler is a like simultaneous weapon tech synergy card. I initially had this as like one of your weapons that was destroyed this turn, and it adds it to your hand. But I think equipped is more impactful. Like adding it to your hand is just like a crappy draw almost. So equipping it gets you that immediate bonus. You can't attack with it anyway, so it's not a huge deal. And then we removed the Yor just in case. Is this a Skylander? It might be. I don't know. We removed the Yor because like it justifies it being a neutral a bit more because like if a player wanted to, they could run this along with Ooze and steal your opponent's weapon in quotation marks. It's obviously not good, but it's there. I think players would enjoy playing with that. Everscale Pod. At the end of your turn, summon a 3/3 Drake if you don't control one. So it's like a Primal Fin Totem that doesn't get out of hand. It's self-limiting, basically. Let's take a look at this. Oh yeah, that looks like a Skylander. Nice. So yeah, not much to say about Everscale Pod, except maybe that it shouldn't be dragon related, but we were having a bit of trouble finding the correct flavor for this card. I think we ended up with a decent flavor. I think there's probably a really good flavor out there that we missed, or that with some time we could have come up with, but Bush Bookworm is a spell damage -1 card that after you cast a spell gains spell damage +1. So after one spell cast, it evens out, and then it can grow pretty quickly. I've always liked that after you cast a spell, like condition effect thing, it's been done to death, so I think this is at least a somewhat unique take on it, and it makes it a little bit less of a combo card and a little bit more of a like mid-rangey spell damage card. Should be egg. I thought about that. I think like Blizzard has tried to make eggs purely death rattle focused. There is like Dragon Egg or Whelp Egg or whatever from BRM, but like I don't know. I feel like they've tried to solidify the egg archetypes. I suggested it was egg initially. Purse didn't really like that idea. Kyrell the Card Lock is identical, I'm pretty sure, to a card I made about 2 years ago, like I just said, but I kind of wanted to revisit it and see if the design could be refined. I think it's already in a good spot, though, so this is just like a reflavored version of the one I made a couple years ago. So, yeah. Alright, let me just get the spreadsheet up. The spreadsheet is hefty. It takes so long to load. Let's see where we left off. Oh, do I have to re-scroll? Nice. Okay, here we go. Alright, Bane of Cthulhu. 3-mana 3/2, Paladin Weapon. Death Rattle. Deal 3 damage, split among all enemy minions. I'm gonna give it a 4, I think. I think it's pretty Paladin-y. Paladin weapons are kind of hard to design, and Shaman weapons. In my opinion, at least. Because like it actually doesn't feel that core to their class identity. At least like Hunters, Rogues, and Warriors have a lot to work with. Surprisingly, Hunter is the class with the least amount of weapons. Anyway, I'm just rambling. I think the card is pretty cool. It gives you like one final attack in quotation marks, which is like, could be better, could be worse, depending on the board state. For balance, I personally think it's a 3. I think it's strong, but like well balanced, like perfectly balanced. And to change some of the numbers would change the point of the card. So, and for flavor, I'll give it a 2 actually, because I think that like the idea of it being Bane of Cthulhu, and like it deals damage randomly split among enemy minions, and it fits well within Paladin's Whispers of the Old Gods class theme. So I think it gets a 2. So yeah, I like this card a lot. Brushwood Sentinels. I just posted this on Reddit like yesterday, so you guys probably have all seen this. I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I think it's well designed. It's like Dragon Roar basically, or Astral Rift or Violet Haze now. I'm really glad that they buffed Violet Haze because it kind of solidifies this 2 mana add 2 random as being a like reasonable balance for this. So for balance, yeah, I think it gets a 3. I think it's perfectly balanced. For flavor, I'll give it a 1. It's fine. It's vaguely based off of Bewitched Guardian. Obviously, that's the art. So yeah. Discover a druid minion. At the end of your turn, transform it into this design. I mean, they're 3 or 4. I'll give it a 4, but I really wish it should be 0 mana. Like, looking back on it. I don't think Maybe not. Maybe it shouldn't be. Maybe it shouldn't be. I'm going to give it a 1 for design, because I feel like it's probably really busted at 0 and really bad at 1, so like that's not a good sign. Playtesting would reveal this, but yeah. And for flavor, I'd give it a 1. It's like loosely based off of Crystal Song Portal, but the idea is it's like a hyper flexible card, so you're always getting the minion you want. You could search for a while to get it. 0.5 mana, exactly. I mean, you could tack on a small effect. Actually, that would be kind of interesting. If you gave it like gain 2 armor, because now you like incentivize to play it. It really changes the idea of the card a lot. Oh boy, Void Ranger Illyria. Crazy card. Replace your hero power with Void Shot. Deal 2 damage to the enemy hero plus 1 damage each time. It's probably really hard for you guys to read that, but yeah, I was gonna say. It's 7 mana 5/7 Death Rattle. Replace your hero power with Void Shot. Void Shot is just the normal Hunter hero power, but it gains plus 1 damage each time. So design, I'm gonna say 4 stars. I'm also gonna say 2 for flavor, for like working well with Void Ranger Illyria. I'm gonna give it a 1 for balance though, because I think that it's potentially just really bad or too good. I don't think it's good actually. I think it's a bad card. It's really slow, but I think it's a 4 star for design because it kind of like. It definitely gives players like a feeling of being powerful. It kind of harkens back to that Lich King boss fight where it's plus 1 damage each time. And like, I don't know, it just feels strong to have a deal 2 damage to the enemy hero, then deal 3, then deal 4, and eventually you're getting into fireball territory, and you're just like pressing the button each turn. So maybe that's a bad thing that you're pressing the button each turn, but it's like a powerful button press, which is good. Chiron, Consortium Prince. Replace your hand with all the cards you discovered this game, except for this. 1 star? I don't know what I was thinking with this. It just doesn't seem that interesting. Except for this, like, it always sucks to have that on the card, because obviously it's broken if you can discover this and then like keep playing it. Maybe we'll give it a 2, because I think it has interesting decisions to be made with it. It's just like weirdly parasitic. For balance, I'll give it a 1 because like it's parasitic, so like it's highly dependent on the current cards that are in the format. And for flavor, I'll give it a 1 because it just makes sense. Banshee's Grasp. Take control of an enemy minion this turn. If they had at least 4 minions, don't return it to them. I think that's kind of a funny wording in a good way. For balance, I'm gonna give it a 1 because I'll give it a 2 because it's balanceable. For flavor, I'll give it a 1 because it just makes sense. And for design, I'll give it a 4. I think it's well designed. It's definitely flavorful and like mechanically fitting to Priest's minion steal. It's basically a Shadow Madness ++. But yeah. Gobble's Bird of Prey. Rush Wind Fury. After this attacks and kills a minion, give your beast immune this turn. I don't know. I'm gonna give this a 2. It just like don't return it to them. that's when you borrow stuff. That's funny. Yeah, I don't know. This card doesn't do anything for me. Like, I'm really not happy where this card turned out. I don't know. Maybe someone else would like it, but it just doesn't seem that interesting to me. Also, maybe tonight, I think I might make a Google Forms so that you guys can rate the first, like, 30 cards, or maybe it'll have to be, like, 15. I don't know how to do this, because, like, I think it would be cool if there was crowd aggregated, like, reviews that we could compare to for probably just design, not for balance and flavor. It'll probably just be a 1-star system, or one scale system, just like 1 to 5. How much do you like the card? It would be cool, but also like I've made like 230 cards at this point, which is like a lot. So I don't know how we're gonna get people to actually want to fill that out, because I don't think many people will. I'll probably split it into like hundreds or something. I don't know. It's such a lot of cards. Like, what's worse, one giant form or like 30 forms that are too small? I don't know. For balance, I don't know. I'll give it a 2 because I think it's balanceable. And for flavor, it gets a 1. I don't know. This card isn't that interesting to me. Breakaway Pod Racer. Rush, Wind Fury. After this attacks, gain charge. I'm going to give it a 3. I'm going to give it a 2 for balance. I think it's balanceable. I think it's too strong right now, potentially. For flavor, it gets a... I think it gets a 2. I think it's kind of got like an intricate flavor. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really like how like Rush and Charge are like really similar. And so like you're only getting a slight upgrade with being able to attack the enemy hero, but it's also a big upgrade at the same time. I don't know. It doesn't feel that satisfying. It's also got like really low health, which is part of the balance of the card, but hard to use. Definitely hard to use. You could do like 1 survey or form each day, and each has 22 cards. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, it's gonna have to be. I don't know how it's gonna happen, because like I don't think people are gonna want to review like a ton of cards. I might just test and do like 20. I think 20 might be a good sweet spot, or something like that. And like just like post it in custom cards in the Discord and see if anyone wants to fill it out. If I only get like 3 responses, I feel like that's not enough sample size to like bother doing anything with the information. Wolfers Rider gets like a 2 for design. I give it a 3. I think they'll do it eventually, the 100% chance thing. So that's why the only reason why I'm giving it a 3. It's like confusing what happens when you like there's only one enemy. So I don't know. I guess it just always attacks the right one. What song is this? This is Rosticon's Rumble theme. Interesting. You'd probably do it because it's easy, digestible, and help. Well, I appreciate that. It's helpful. Yeah, and like, I don't really know, because when I rate these cards, I go super in depth. I don't know how other people do it, but like, I don't know. Like, if someone gave me like 20 cards to rate, I could do that in like 5 minutes. Just like my gut reaction. Do I like the card? Do I not like the card? As a player, you don't even need to think about design. Like, it's just like how much you like the card. So it's pretty easy to do, and it might be boring because you've probably seen most of the cards, but like maybe people who haven't seen the stream cards would like doing it. Anyway, balance for Wolfers Rider. It's kind of contingent on being 3-1 because it's like a meme card. So I'm gonna give it a 1 for balance, but a 2 for flavor because I think it's kind of funny flavor. I think it's too self-referential. Blizzard would never print this flavor though. Seafloor Scavenger, I'm going to give a 2 for balance because it's balanceable. I'm going to give a 3 for design because it's kind of interesting. I think adding coins and neutral is dangerous, but they'll do it eventually. And for flavor, I'll give it a 2 because I think it's pretty funny flavor. Oh boy, Nether Captain Zorg. Alright, this is the 100th card that we made. Actually, I think it might be the 99th because I think the rows are offset. So yeah, this is the 99th. The 100th card we made is Conscientious Protector. Okay, Nether Captain Zorg, like, I'm gonna put in the comment, Riderless Wolf. Wait. No, that is not the meme. I don't know how no one has pointed it out to me. But, like, okay, I'm gonna change this. Alvaj, thank you for pointing that out. That is 100% me just, like, being an idiot. Oh, why can I not have this cell? Oh my gosh. Oh, I have to do control enter, right? Yeah, there you go. Yeah. That's just me being an idiot, Albash. It should be called Rider's Wolf. You could do it after someone hasn't posted on the Discord in a while, so then if no one is there, then they'll see it when they get there, and if people are there, they might just do it. Yeah. I don't want to like interrupt conversation. I usually tend to interrupt conversation with the stream post just because like I just like do it and I don't think anyone really cares. But anyway. Okay, Nether Captain Zorg. I think it's one of my favorite cards that I've designed on stream. That being said, I think I have to give it like a 1-star for design. There's a lot of issues with it. The fact that you have to have exactly in order to circumvent it being broken with giants. Maybe that's telling of the cost interaction being like a bit design space limiting, but it's also just bad to have that like rule exception like printed directly on the card. It also just encourages you not to play for the first 3 turns of the game, which is like, wow, that's boring. There are decks which have done this before, like Handlock, and they've done it well, but they have done it with like no external motivation. That's just how they want to play. They want to get that Mountain Giant down. They don't need another Captain's Org. Feels a bit like forceful to tell a player to not play for the first 3 turns. I think the effect is really cool. I think it's fun if you play this card and you just like surprise your opponent with a Tyrantus on turn 4. That's kind of the dream though. It's a bit selfish for me to like this card, which is why I'm objectively rating it 1 star for design, probably 0 star for balance, because it's just like impossible to balance. And I'll give it a 1 for flavor, at least, because, I mean, I don't know. The idea is that he's like 4th dimensional, so yeah, maybe I'll go ahead and make a Google form after stream today. Wow, we've made so many cards, it's crazy, and I haven't even updated with any of the new ones I've made. So I might do like the first 25 cards. Something like that. First 20 cards, maybe. And we'll see just how many people respond. Because if we get a couple responses, there's no point in doing all of them. Oh, what's up, Purse? I'm just about to end the stream, but I'll just repeat what I just said. I think tonight I might create a Google form of the first 25 cards we made. Yeah, no, I agree, Albash. Nether Captain Zorg is like a really poorly designed card. Well, okay. I think it's cool. Like, it's definitely just plays very poorly, though. It does not produce fun gameplay. But yeah, Purse, I think I'm just going to create a Google Forms with the first 25 cards. Oh, most of the cards are new feud? That's cool. And just post it and see how much feedback I get, Purse. And then, like, we'll decide if we're going to do the Google Forms thing. I'm going to do that, Purse. Make a list of my 25 favorite cards. I'm going to do, like... So I'm going to do... When I finish this, I'm going to do, like, top 10 best design cards according to the design balance flavor scale. Or design flavor scale, mostly. A balance will be in there, considered a little bit. Then I'll do top 10 of my just personal favorite, like, what I personally just loved, what cards I liked, and then I'll do top 10 worst and like lessons to learn from those top 10 worsts, and that'll be in the reflection post or whatever. But yeah, thanks everyone for coming today. I know I took like a 2-day break, but I've just been really busy, but I should be good to stream tomorrow, so hopefully I'll see you guys then.